April 1919. The nation is still reeling from the Great War, which had ended just a few short months beforehand. As the Doughboys return to their homes and lives, America is forced to grapple with finding its joy and hope again. And everyone knows there is one event, and one event only, that can heal the nation. LIPAFC, the greatest sporting rivalry in world history. Concerns arose as to whether the vaunted match could even happen, but President Woodrow Wilson declared this match has to happen. It has to happen. Without LIPAFC, our hopes of finding our souls again are lost, and America will just become Canada, minus the good manners and tasty maple syrup. The teams were hastily assembled. Leading the boys in purple would be none other than former team captain and war hero, Colonel Horatio Rufus McCoy. Having survived being shot 5 times in the posterior during the Battle of the Ardennes, there was obviously no hope of him taking the pitch again as a player. But everyone knew Old Steelbutt was the only choice to lead his troops once again. However, even a wily veteran like Old Steelbutt wasn't prepared for the twist of fate the Indianapolis 11, known across the world as the scourge of joy and everything good in the universe, would throw at him this day. During the pregame parade, several donkeys walked alongside the Indy players, perplexing the Louisville faithful. And much to their chagrin, several of them took the pitch for the beginning of the match. People from all over America, who had come by the thousands and tens of thousands to every telegraph station imaginable, gasped and clutched their chest in disbelief, as the realization that this indomitable tactic could have dire repercussions to the heroes of Jefferson County. One small boy, tears in his eyes, tugged on his mom's sleeve and quietly said, "Mama, those Indy 11 guys, they're total dicks." The perplexed Morados had no idea how to handle this tactic, and found themselves down 3-0 at the end of the first half. McCoy knew he had to rally his boys, so he quickly concocted what has become known as the greatest inspirational speech in American history. He knew it had to be special, because he knew the hopes of his players, and quite possibly the country, would rest in the balance.
Well, fellers, looks like we're up against it once again. Sadly, we have fallen behind our arch nemesis, the Indianapolis 11. We are faced with the daunting task of overcoming this deficit, finding a way to gain a victory over them. Now, not lie to you, I was like y'all a bit surprised by the new formation they done put out there. I mean, seriously, instead of human beings, who expect them to put live donkeys out there on the pitch? I mean, come on, they're donkeys. They have found a way around the 1902 ovine rule. I'm not happy about that. Watching these animals strategically leave the remains of their lunch in our box has been quite discouraging. But watching you all engage in slide tackles and discourage their scoring efforts is a feat of courage that I have rarely seen, and it makes my heart swell with pride. Then to top it all off, I've been taken aback at the way a couple of their players have been looking at them hairy pack animals in a bit of a lovingly way. I mean, I get it. It's Indianapolis and there ain't much to do up there when the corn's being picked and the sun goes down. But, I mean, come on, there's limits to what we will take. They're giving the word scour a whole new definition, and us godly men will take no more of their unsavory practices. Now, if there were people just pretending to be donkeys, as opposed to the actual thing, that would not have been a surprise or given us any pause. We have now played that new team in Cincinnati enough times to see people acting like real asses. So no surprise there. Hey, speaking of dumbasses, I remember that moment when the Indy 11 coached the 1911 game at halftime. It was a tough struggle indeed. Trying to find 11 guys that could play after the big bourbon contest was bad enough, and we was locked up no score at the end of the first half. And as we walked to our locker room, the coach said, "Hey, I said, what? I said, I'll make you a gentlemanly wager. For every goal from here on out, we will walk to the middle of the field, and the coach of the team who scored upon will have to pay the other coach 5 cents. I pondered this for a second. I said, well, 5 cents, a lot of money. But honor dictates that since you challenged me in front of our home crowd, I accept your bet. Much to my chagrin, they scored quickly, and I was forced to take those slow, painful steps, pay him off in front of our entire crowd. It was humiliating. But as if an answer to a prayer, was scored in the very last moment of the half. And I pranced back to the middle of the field there to jet Coach Forrest to return the money he had so gleefully taken from me just moments before. Something told me from that day forward, we would be very happy to getting our nickel back in this rivalry. My compatriots, it is in tough times like these, and I'm reminded of a quote from my old grandpappy, Rufus Billy Bob Joe McCoy. Something he said while commanding a company at the Battle of Perryville. He looked square in the eyes of those young boys so far from home, and he said, boys, no matter what comes over that hill, no matter what we encounter, no matter what will happen, we will stand our ground. Now, the fact that when the first shot was fired, that cowardly son of a bitch took a dump in his pants, jumped on his horse, and rode nonstop to Nicaragua should not be the point here. The point of the matter should be they had the guts to say it, tell other people what to do, and as your coach, I'm going to do the same damn thing. And I'm going to carry on that family trait right now. So, boys, there will be no quitting us today. We will fight them. We will fight them on a baseball field or a soccer field. Hey, I know. How about we find a baseball field and put a soccer field in the middle of the damn thing? We will take the fight to them, and we will press. We will press them. In fact, we will invoke a high press on them, a Louisville high press. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little high in Louisville, is there, boys? Just what we do. We will move around them big dirty asses, and we will gingerly step around those strategically placed donkey piles, and we will use the skills that the good Lord gave us to preserve our honor and win this contest. This special, God-blessed contest, this Louisville, Indianapolis Proximity Association football contest. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen, boys? There you go. Now gird up your loins and let's get the hell out there.